Well, here's a way to calibrate Camera Raw so that it always applies your favorite profile to your photos. And what I mean by profile here is, let's go ahead and open up a photo here inside of the Camera Raw dialog box. And if I go to that little camera icon, it's camera calibration. Camera Raw, if you're looking at a RAW file or a DNG file, has these camera profiles, and they're really cool. And they're different for different cameras. So mine might be different from yours. I'm shooting with Nikon. If you're shooting with, let's say, Canon, it's going to read differently. But they're really cool because, watch, I haven't made any changes to this photo yet. If I choose Camera Vivid, I automatically get a better starting place. It hasn't tweaked any of the settings. It's just changing the way that Camera Raw reads this photo, and it's applying a different type of a profile to it, one that just kind of makes the colors pop more. Landscape's another neat one. Portrait's a great one for portraits and whatnot. So let's say for the most part, I always like Camera Vivid, okay? And it might not work for every photo, but for the most part, I'd rather have it apply a profile to all of my photos, and maybe I have to come in here and change it to something else versus it not applying a profile, just going with the Adobe standard, and then I have to come in and change it for everything, okay? Because I'm assured I really like these profiles. I always use them. So I'm assured of always having to change it if I don't at least give it some type of a base to go off of. So what you can do here is you set it for a photo, and then go to the Camera Raw pop-out menu. It's that little icon here right in the top right. Go down to Save New Camera Raw Defaults. All right. Here's a little trick though. Or I shouldn't say trick. It's a tip. Don't go in and change anything else yet. Notice all my settings are at their defaults. All I've changed is this, because I'm going to set these as the new Camera Raw defaults. Okay. And so all I've done here is change my profile. So this is the new Camera Raw default. So let's cancel out of this photo. Let's go back and open up another photo here. Take this one into Camera Raw. And what you're going to see when I go over into that camera calibration tab, it's already set my profile to Camera Vivid. So I don't have to go in there and do it. Could I possibly open up a photo where I don't like Camera Vivid? Maybe I open up a portrait and I want to apply portrait. Well, yeah, I could. But I'd rather just come in here and change that. I'd rather have it start at a good place and maybe come in and change it than knowing I always have to come in here and change it. If you're a portrait photographer, well then maybe you want to set it to portrait. Okay, just depending on the type of photography you do. You don't have to set it to vivid like I do, but what it does in the end is it just gives you a better starting place. And the little trick I showed you here of coming out into this pop-out menu and saving the new defaults, well, that keeps you from having to always apply it to every single photo that you open up. Okay, and if you ever want to reset things back to normal, all you have to do is click on Reset Camera Raw Defaults, and that'll get things back to the way they used to be if you don't want to constantly apply that profile to your photo.